What is going on? Dan Klein here. In this video, we're going to go over the local monetization models that you can choose from when jumping into the local marketing space. Obviously, there's tons of different ways to make money, whether it's pay per call, flat fee, share a sale, whatever it is. Okay, there's tons of different ways to make money in the local market. I'm gonna go through some of my top favorite models. Number one, I'm gonna go through the reason why some are easier to sell than others, and some of the ones that you should maybe start with versus others when you're just getting started, or maybe if you're a veteran, that type of thing. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so first and foremost, this is the one that pretty much every company out there sells. Let me talk to you a little bit about it, and we're going to talk a little bit why the business likes it and why the business likes it or dislikes it, and why the marketer dislikes it or likes it. Okay, the flat fee model. Let's talk about that. So the flat fee model is pretty much what Yellow Pages does, what every magazine does, newspaper, whatever. It's very simple. This is our fee to get this service or this, whatever. So in the internet space, it'd be, if you're doing SEO, hey, for my SEO services, it's $2,000 a month, flat fee. Okay. Well, what do I get? Well, you get us doing SEO for you. So there's not really any guarantees other than you're getting this service for me. We're going to be working towards this goal. And with SEO, because it is so vague, it's not like a newspaper where, oh, I saw my ad. Businesses have got taken over and over and over again for this because they don't really know how to track, and there's really no way, or there's not a way you truly could guarantee results and just refund people's money, which is the right thing to do. But most SEO companies will not do that. They'll just say, hey, well, we get results. Check our other clients. No, we can't guarantee you them, but we have pretty good results. But that's why business owners don't like this model. The flat fee model is a model that's really great once you get up and going because you have guaranteed income. So I kind of try to break everything down on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest level of desire for the marketer and or the business owner, or the marketer and or the business owner, on how they feel when they're presented this model. And so at each one of these slides that you're going to see, you'll see my levels of desire. So for the business owner, this is a 1. This is the least sexy thing that they can get into, is a flat fee SEO deal. And the reason why is like they're taking all the risk on their shoulder. You as the marketer are brunting none of the risk. None of it's on your shoulders. It's all on theirs. So at the end of every month, if you got them one call or no calls, or you got them one lead or no leads or whatever, they're still paying you whatever that fee they agree to. And business owners, me being one, can't stand stuff like this. We just can't. And put yourself in the business owner's shoes. You wouldn't stand this either, especially if you didn't get results and you'd signed up for one of these flat fee models in the past. It's the old way of doing business. It can work, and I do try to transition my clients to this in the future once we've built that trust and once we've already been kind of working together long enough. So just the accounting's much easier, and we can kind of just level things out. But for the marketers, this is the most desired level, and this is what you'll see 99.9% of all companies out there pitching, because they're not willing to step outside of a flat fee model because it starts putting more risk on their company. And a lot of companies don't want to take the risk, so they'd rather just not take on these extra clients if they would have to deviate from a flat fee model. Okay? So business owner desire level is very low, marketer desire level is very high. So we have the pay per call / pay per lead model. Okay? And this model is it's good. It can be very lucrative depending on how well you negotiate your call and your lead fee. Now, for local business owners, what happens is their mind starts going into all the wrong places. They start thinking, if you came at these people, this is probably before they know you, like you, trust you, and you say, hey, I deliver phone calls or leads for a living and I charge X. What they start initially thinking is okay, well, what if I get a call and I don't get a sale? Well, on the outside level, let's think about this. You ran an ad in the newspaper, paid a flat fee. What if you didn't get a call? You still paid that flat fee. So sometimes they don't use the common sense, because this is truly a better model than a flat fee model from a business risk standpoint. But they still do, and I've had this time and time again. I leave meetings scratching my head saying, what is wrong with these people? I'm offering a way to get exactly why they spend their advertising dollars to get more calls, more leads. I'm offering them a way to only pay when those leads come through, and they start, coming up with all the reasons why they don't think it's a good idea for their business, when in actuality it's a great idea. Because if you got them 10 leads and they had to pay a certain dollar amount per lead, at least they had 10 people to talk to. But their mind goes in the totally wrong direction until you build some trust. And generally, they just, because they don't know you, they think that you're gonna send them bogus leads and bogus calls. So when you're getting started, from a business owner desire level, it's still fairly low. It's probably like a 3 or a 4. I put a 3 on here because of my experiences. I ran into a lot of places that literally were like, well, I don't know if they're just going to be a bunch of people that don't want to buy my stuff, or and what I always told people was, look, my service is to get the marketing up, to bring you the phone calls and bring you the leads. I can't also be on the other line taking your phone calls. What happens if your salesperson has a bad day and they decide to tell the person that they're just not interested, or they don't really try for the close? I go, I'm taking some of the risk here by doing all this marketing up front. So I'm just telling you, I can tell the desire level is still not as high as it is to just get automatic yeses. And that's kind of what I'm trying to show you in these different models, is how you can get those more automatic yeses when you're just starting out, so you don't have to be fearful of prospecting. Okay, so moving on. After that model, we got the pay per sale model. So the pay per sale model is literally going to be what I would attribute to like what you see in the affiliate marketing game. So if AWeber has an affiliate link you can sign up for, then you get paid every time you send them a sale, right? You use your link and they go onto AWeber's page and it's all the way tracked. Now, with online affiliate marketing or pay per sale marketing, it's a little easier to track and it's a little easier. There's not as many variables. In local pay per sale, there's a lot more variables to take into account. So if you send someone a phone call and you have it recorded and you listen to that entire phone call, and maybe at the end of the phone call they said, you know what, I got to check on one thing, let me call you back. There's a variable. Now that next phone call is not recorded, you don't know if that deal closed or not. So you're going to have to follow up directly with the business owner and hope he or she is honest with you on if that deal went down or not. So there is some variables. It's not necessarily something I would not set up a business around. It's just you got to be aware of these things in the pay per sale model. Secondly, in the pay per sale model is you got to try to find items that are going to have a high enough ticket that when the company sells it, you can get enough of a commission that it's worth you waiting. Because as you can imagine, just basic conversion rate, if you were to send a company 10 calls, they're not going to make 10 sales. They're probably going to make 2 or 3 sales. So it's figure out what your cost per lead would be. Like if you charged them on the previous screen on a cost per lead, cost per sale. Let's say you charge the business $20 per phone call, and they did 10 phone calls, you would have been charging them $200. So on a pay per sale model, you're probably going to want to be somewhere around $100 a sale on that exact thing. If you're charging $20 lead, why? Because 10 calls, 2 sales, $100 sale, $200. It ends up being the same thing. So you can work either of those two models, the pay per lead, pay per call, or pay per sale model. You just have to use the math consistently with the two of them. So if you find out the business's close ratio over the phone best, whatever they're going to tell you, and then work your model that way. Also, you can charge a percentage of what their product is, which is probably how you're going to have to charge it. If they make a $500 sale, you can tell them, hey, I normally charge 30%, and if they tell you no, then you negotiate. Okay. So on a desire level, this is got the highest desire level for a business owner, because there's no risk for them, other than the only thing that's going to lower the desire level is your fee, and that's okay because you're doing all this work up front, and you're going to probably have a little bit of leakage with hang-ups and stuff that you don't know about that close because of you. So the owner's desire level is very, very high, and your desire level is going to be a lot lower because this takes you a lot more work to track everything. And for you, it's much more work. And also you're really dependent on how good and how well the business that you're working with, how well their processes are. There's oftentimes I've taken over businesses who have horrible processes, and we take the same amount of calls that they were getting or same amount of leads they were getting and turn it into way more money just because we have a better process. So understand it's our lowest level of desire because the control is mostly out of our hands at this point. Okay? All right. So the local arbitrage model. Well, first off, for those of you who don't know what arbitrage is, I don't know even know if I can explain it, but the easiest way to kind of explain it is if I bought something for $10 right now, but before I bought it, I already had someone hand me $20 to buy that exact same item. That's arbitrage. So you basically have something sold at a higher amount before you even buy it. So you really have no risk at all. Okay? So the local arbitrage model is a lot like just, or you can call it local arbitrage or local outsourcing. But the way it would work is you'd go out and you'd find someone who, I'll use the example of a house cleaner who will do work for $13 an hour, and you would go and rank your site and rank your business or whatever niche, in this case a house cleaner, you'd rank that for house cleaning. You start getting all the calls. You take all the calls because, like I said in the previous model, you want the control. Okay? You sell your services for $89 an hour because you're the premium, your site looks good, you're ranked number one, and you have a better sales script and process. You sell it for $89 an hour. You call up your person that you've contracted at $13 an hour, and then you outsource the work. And this is an arbitrage model. It's like owning a business, realistically, but it is also a fantastic model because you can make a ton more money than just being a marketer and taking this small little cut. You can literally run this like a real business and have really good margins on this. So that's the local arbitrage model, and that's a really good place for a lot of people to start, because if you take your first local thing you're doing and make it like it's your own business, answer the calls, learn the business, and then just start brokering the stuff out to other people, you'll start learning what local business owners go through, and it will give you a lot more empathy when dealing with them, and it will also help you negotiate with them on all these different models. So to recap all the different stuff we went over, we'll just back up here, the flat fee model, which is good, and it's something that we'll talk about in later videos on how to get to. We talked about the pay per call, pay per lead model. It's a really good model as well. Just a little tough sell because you got a lot of people, but the visionaries, the ones that understand that they're really good on the phone, they just need more leads, more sales, they will take this model from you. You got the pay per sale model, our lowest desired level, but it's a good place to get your foot in the door. No one can say no to you on this. So to get your first place, just to get going, get rolling, it's a great way to start. And the local arbitrage model, which I would tell every one of you guys to at least do this one time, because you're going to start to see like, wow, man, I can make an extra couple $1,000s by just starting a house cleaning company and outsourcing the work to a company that's really, really failing because they don't know how to market, and they don't have enough money to hire me to market or they're too stubborn, whatever. So these are different models. These are the different on the local arbitrage level, the levels of desires, I have this one marked as a 10 for the business owner. And why? It's because you're paying them. They advertise maybe on Craigslist that they charge $13 an hour. You're paying them $13 an hour. So they're almost like you're paying them like you're a client of theirs. For the marketer, I put it as a 4 because a lot of marketers want to just be marketers and they don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to be a business owner. But there's a heck of a lot of money to be made there. So if you like that, there's no reason you can't have one or two little small businesses that you have the phone numbers tracking right into your phone. You answer it, you outsource the business, and you're just collecting cash. So these are the models. These are the different desire levels. When you first start out in local marketing, you got to pick your niche or your monetization model first and foremost on how you're going to attack this thing. And like I said, it might not mean you end there, because you might start with a pay-per-sale model, and you might end with the client on a flat fee model because you proved yourself to them. And we'll talk about how to do that later in transitioning trainings. But hopefully this training was helpful for you guys to understand the different models and how they work, and really help you understand how the business owner's desire levels are different for these different models, and why they'll say yes to one thing and no to the other. So that's all for now. We'll see you on the next video.